Jimmy Kimmel's wife, whose name is Molly McNierney.
Right.
We showed the audience her sound bites when we were out on tour, where she blasted Trump, saying, this is after her husband had a 6-day suspension, saying that they had to break it to their daughter, that this all happened because of Trump. He's the reason that Jimmy's show was suspended, as opposed to Jimmy's inane comments trying to blame Charlie Kirk's assassination on MAGA. Didn't take any responsibility, blamed Trump with her child. And she also confessed that she's lost relationships with family over Trump, because voting for Trump is not voting for my husband and me and my family. And now she's out there at the Hollywood Reporter's 2025 Women in Entertainment breakfast. And take a listen to Jimmy Kimmel's wife. Now she's making herself, in her own mind, into a star. She's done nothing other than, I guess, write for Jimmy. Must have been a really tough gig to get. And now they're making a feminist icon out of her because she waxed poetic on a podcast about how Trump is to blame for everything. Now she gets, I guess, an award at the Hollywood Reporter's Women in Entertainment breakfast. And here's how she used her time. SOT 19.
I've been asked to speak about freedom of speech, and I have to be honest,
Why?
I naively assumed it was a guarantee in this country until September 16th, 2025. It's something that I took for granted. It's something I thought I'd always have, like my period. Did you guys know that those just stop? They just stop. Your period stops, you guys. It stops.
You're
and
so
it
weird.
turns out that some freedoms in this country can too. We experienced it most recently in 2022 when the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. And we got another taste of it 2 months ago. I watched a show and coworkers and friends and a man I love be put on indefinite suspension after our very thin-skinned president asked for his removal
Oh my God.
and for his FCC chair to publicly threaten the company that we work for.
Yeah, he's Nelson
It is
Mandela.
a fragile time for freedom.
Wow.
Oh my God, Walter, she is straight out of Central Casting with like the uptight, tight little face and the bad haircut and her bad color choices out there trying to lecture on how Jimmy Kimmel truly is like a Nelson Mandela because he had 6 nights off, 2 were over the weekend, and he got paid millions of dollars for it and became some sort of cultural free speech icon as a result of him saying MAGA killed Charlie. False information.
Listen, there was an assassination, lady. Your husband was talking about the victim. He characterized the assassin as coming from a world that he didn't, at a time when people were mourning. Your network, the network that ABC and its affiliates comprise, has a duty to the national to the national common good. It's expressed in a contract that they make for their broadcast license. That someone spoke up and said, you know, you might be starting to tread on a violation of your agreement with the FCC, and that became what, the day the music died for the Kimmel family. That became the day that all of America should get down in mourning and worry about whatever didn't happen during those 6 days that would have otherwise, they didn't go to the top of the line at Disneyland and they didn't get all these other free things that weekend. No, she is a propagandist, and that she's linking it to women's issues. How weird. Free speech,
the period?
Free speech and menstruation are somehow the same thing. And
she's on a tear. She's in front of women, so we have to talk about bleeding out of our wherevers because that's what defines us. Okay, we got it. Didn't President Trump take a whole lot of shit for making that point? Only you get honored if you say it as a leftist.
Yeah.
If it's all about your period and you're on the left, it's great. You get an award at the Entertainment for Women, whatever
Megyn,
that event was.
I've
Who the hell
spent
cares?
years on
Hollywood
this free
Reporter.
speech issue with Matt Taibbi. We've had endless harassment and persecution over it, frankly. Bad things have happened. That she then took over for the Kimmel family, the issue of free speech that day was an appropriation of the work of people who really have sacrificed, who are really trying to keep free speech going, who are trying to
That's a great
keep
point.
us from turning into Europe or Britain or Canada, where you can go to jail for a tweet. That's what we're trying to do, the real free speech people. What you're trying to do is complain about losing some damn friends over a weekend in Hollywood. You didn't lose any friends. You gained friends, I promise you. You had a little blip in the
You're
rating.
enjoying playing the role of victim.
Yes. And they're taking away the issue from the people who really fight for it, and they're turning the issue into something it's not.
Yes. Okay. So on that front, I've got to play the other soundbite of her at this event. It requires no introduction. Just watch this.
There are women not lucky enough to be in this room outside these walls who desperately need us to use our hard-won freedom of speech. There's a woman out there who is separated from her children by masked men right here on our streets and sent to a country she does not call home. She needs our voice. There is a woman who is not going to be able to afford her sick mother's insurance premiums. She needs our
because
voice.
of you.
There is a woman who's being denied the ability to make choices about her own body and her own life, and she needs our voice. There is a woman burying her boy, shot for being black. She needs our voice. There is a woman being called piggy by our president. She is one of many female reporters being shouted down. It's always the women being shouted down. I know it's a lot easier to talk yourself out of it and to bury your head in TikTok. My husband and my workplace, my livelihood and my friends have been threatened multiple times by the President of the United States and the propaganda machine that feasts on deliberately misinterpreting our words and making comedy the enemy.
Oh my God. There's so much wrong with that soundbite.
Your damn show gets people.
She's crying. There's a tear coming down her. There's a tear. Why did the president attack Jimmy Kimmel? Left unsaid is the number of vicious, untrue attacks he launched on Trump. And the nerve to talk about how Trump called a woman piggy. Take one look back at your husband's disgusting, offensive history when it comes to the treatment of women, never mind blacks. Now she's super worried about black boys being killed innocent by police, which is a fucking lie. And what about your husband in his black face speaking in Ebonics, mocking Karl Malone, Oprah, and countless others? Perhaps you contributed to the environment you claim to be so upset about. Jimmy Kimmel's wife, whatever your name is, Molly.
They created it. They did skits about shunning your family during COVID. They've done skits about telling your Trump people to go to hell. You could argue that your dehumanization of the other side gets people shot in the head. You could argue it. You could argue that the Ku Klux Klan got Martin Luther King shot in the head, and you could argue that the Jimmy Kimmel Show got Charlie Kirk shot in the head. I can argue it. Why shouldn't I? It, in some ways, stands to reason. The number of people that you have called Nazis, infected outsiders, below human interest, anti-vax Barbie lovers or whatever, could fill America. You have done more to make us hate each other, hate ourselves, not associate with each other, use words to dismiss each other rather than use sentences to explain ourselves to each other. You are at absolute ground zero of American hatred and division. Own it.
Yes. Okay, all my yelling made me need a cough drop, so I have to preserve my voice, which is just coming back. But the nerve of this woman.
Ever read the label on a typical bag of chips? It's often a science experiment of seed oils, MSG, artificial dyes, and mystery ingredients. Masa is part of the growing movement to bring back real food. Masa chips contain just 3 ingredients: organic corn, sea salt, and 100% grass-fed beef tallow. Not only do these chips avoid the bad stuff, they also taste delicious, too. Snacking on Masa chips is nothing like eating regular chips. With Masa, you feel satisfied, light, and energetic with no crash and no bloat. And if you love masa, then you will love Vandy Crisps. Vandy, which is Masa's sister company, makes the most delicious 3-ingredient potato chips, too. Ready to give masa or Vandy a try? Use code MK for 25% off your first order at masachips.com or vandycrisps.com, or simply click the link in the video description or scan the QR code to claim this delicious offer. Don't feel like ordering online? Masa and Vandy are now available nationwide at your local Sprouts supermarket. Stop by and pick a couple of bags up before they're all gone.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.